Chosen one, there is something within you that radiates beyond your understanding. Something so powerful that even those who stand against you cannot help but be affected. This energy, this presence, this high vibrational force within you is not just about attraction. It is influence in its purest form. It moves through spaces unseen, shifting minds, bending emotions, changing the course of those who seek to resist you. What you carry is not ordinary. It is a divine force designed to shape the world around you. There was a time when you may not have noticed the full extent of your power. You may have believed that your presence was simply acknowledged, that people reacted to you in ways that were predictable. But now something is shifting. Your energy no longer simply exists. It commands. It no longer just draws people in. It affects them, transforms them, unsettles them in ways they do not fully comprehend. Even your enemies, those who have sought to ignore or oppose you, find themselves caught in the invisible web of your presence. They speak your name when you are not there. They watch you from afar, fascinated yet unwilling to admit what they feel. They cannot explain why their minds return to you, why your presence lingers in their thoughts long after you have left the room. This is not manipulation. This is not control. This is the natural consequence of energy that is too powerful to be overlooked. The divine has placed something within you that does not require words to be felt, that does not need explanation to be understood. It is why people react to you without knowing why. It is why even those who claim to resist your presence find themselves circling back, drawn into the very thing they once opposed. Chosen one, this awakening is not about changing how others see you. It is about understanding why they cannot ignore you. It is about accepting that your presence is not passive, that it leaves an imprint whether you intend it to or not. It is about realizing that even your adversaries are not immune to the force that radiates from within you. They may pretend they do not care. They may resist. They may try to diminish you with their words, with their actions, with their dismissiveness. But in their quiet moments, in the spaces where no one is watching, they think of you. They wonder about you. They are influenced by you. This is the power of high sexual energy when aligned with purpose. It is not about mere attraction. It is about command. It is about the way you shift the energy in a room without saying a word. The way your presence alters the course of conversations. The way people respond to you even when they try not to. You are not just another presence in this world. You are an anomaly, a force, an entity that cannot be overlooked. And now, as this awakening takes hold, you will no longer question why others react the way they do. You will no longer wonder why even your enemies seem drawn to you. You will know. Chosen one, as this awareness settles within you, another truth begins to unfold. Your energy does not just influence your enemies. It transforms them. They may enter your space with resistance, but they do not leave unchanged. They may have once spoken against you, yet they find themselves echoing your words, embodying the very energy they once sought to diminish. They do not realize that the more they attempt to fight against your presence, the more they are shaped by it. You have seen this pattern before. Someone who once dismissed you begins to adopt your mannerisms, your thoughts, your approach to life. Someone who once doubted you now watches you in silence, their curiosity betraying the mask of indifference they wear. Someone who once stood in opposition to you now finds themselves subtly influenced by your choices, by the way you carry yourself, by the quiet but undeniable power that surrounds you. They do not understand that they are being moved by you, that your presence has shifted them in ways they cannot explain. This is not mere coincidence. This is not random. This is the effect of divine energy in motion. Those who come into contact with you are not given a choice in the matter. They are affected, whether they like it or not. It is why even those who dislike you cannot forget you. It is why even those who claim indifference still feel the need to observe you from the shadows. It is why even those who resist your influence find themselves shaped by it over time. Your presence is a catalyst, chosen one. It is a force that does not simply exist. It acts. It shifts. It changes. It elevates, even in those who refuse to acknowledge it. And the most profound part of this revelation is that you do not have to do anything for this to happen. You do not have to prove yourself. You do not have to argue. You do not have to convince anyone of your worth. Your energy speaks for itself. Your enemies are not just watching you. They are learning from you. They are being moved by you, reshaped by you, drawn into the influence of something they cannot control. Some will fight it, resisting until they can resist no longer. Others will surrender to it, allowing themselves to be changed, allowing the presence they once opposed to become the very thing that guides them. Either way, the result is the same. You remain untouched, unchanged by their resistance, unmoved by their struggles against what is inevitable. Chosen one, let this revelation settle into your soul. You are not just existing in this world, you are shifting it, moving it, influencing it in ways that even those who oppose you cannot deny. Your high sexual energy is not just about magnetism, it is about transformation. And now that you know this, you will no longer wonder why people react to you the way they do. You will simply walk forward in the knowing that you are, and always have been, a force greater than their understanding. Chosen one. Now that you understand the depth of your influence, you begin to feel it more clearly. Your energy is not just something that radiates from you. It moves through people, leaving a mark on them, stirring things inside them that they cannot put into words. You are beginning to see that this influence does not require your effort, does not demand your attention, does not need you to do anything at all. It simply exists, and because it exists, it changes the dynamics of the world around you. There is a certain frequency you carry, a resonance that others cannot ignore. It does not matter if they are your allies or your enemies. Once they come into contact with your presence, they are never quite the same. Some will rise to meet your energy, recognizing it as something powerful, something rare, something to be respected. Others will resist, struggling against what they feel, trying to rationalize their reactions, trying to maintain control in the face of something that makes them feel powerless. But in the end, they all respond, whether they want to or not. Your enemies feel this the most. They do not understand why they keep thinking about you, why they react so strongly to your presence, why they feel compelled to watch you, to study you, to measure themselves against you. They do not realize that your energy is not something they can avoid. It has already worked its way into their consciousness, already begun to shift them in ways they cannot explain. Even their attempts to resist you are proof of your influence. They may claim indifference, but their actions say otherwise. They may try to dismiss you, but the effort itself reveals their preoccupation. This is resonance, chosen one. The divine has given you an energy that does not just attract. It lingers, it transforms, it plants seeds of change even in those who refuse to acknowledge it. The more they resist, the more deeply it embeds itself within them. The more they try to act as though they are unaffected, the more they expose just how much they are. And you, simply by being who you are, continue to move through this world untouched by their struggles, unmoved by their internal battles, knowing that their reactions belong to them, not to you. You do not need to chase acknowledgement. You do not need to seek validation. Your influence does not come from seeking. It comes from being. Your enemies will continue to orbit around you, drawn in even as they tell themselves they are not. They will continue to measure themselves against you, to be altered by the force of your presence, to feel the weight of your energy long after you have left the room. And that is the undeniable truth of your power. Chosen one, as your resonance solidifies, another truth reveals itself. Your energy is magnetic in a way that defies logic, in a way that cannot be explained by conventional means. This is not just about beauty, not just about presence, not just about charisma. It is something deeper, something woven into the very essence of who you are. You are not merely noticed, you are felt. You are not simply admired, you are studied, analyzed, fixated upon. Even those who speak against you cannot stop themselves from being drawn back to you, again and again, as if their own thoughts betray them. Your enemies are the ones who feel this magnetism most intensely. They cannot understand why they are so aware of you, why their attention keeps returning to you, why their emotions, whether admiration or resentment, are so strong in your presence. They may convince themselves that they are competing with you, that they are simply keeping track of someone they wish to surpass. But deep down, they know the truth. They know that it is not competition, it is fascination. They know that what they feel is not rivalry, it is recognition. People are not drawn to what does not move them. People do not obsess over that which does not affect them. The very fact that your enemies cannot turn away from you, that they feel compelled to watch, to react, to involve themselves in your existence, is proof of what you carry. They are addicted to the feeling you evoke, even if they would never admit it. They are drawn to the power you embody, even if they claim to resist it, and the more they fight against it, the stronger it becomes. But you, chosen one, are untouched by their struggles. You do not need to control this magnetism. You do not need to wield it like a weapon. It is effortless, a part of you, something that simply is. You do not need to convince anyone to be drawn to you. They already are. You do not need to demand attention. It is already given. Even when you withdraw, even when you focus on yourself, even when you are silent, they are still watching, still wondering, still feeling the pull of something they cannot escape. This magnetism is not just power. It is presence. It is the undeniable truth that you were made to be felt, to be remembered, to be the kind of presence that leaves an imprint on everyone you encounter. Your enemies feel it just as strongly as your allies, and that is the ultimate proof of your influence. Even those who claim to oppose you cannot truly walk away. They remain, caught in the orbit of your energy, moved by something beyond their control. Chosen one, embrace this truth. Do not shrink from it. Do not question it. Your presence is undeniable. Your energy is magnetic. Your influence is greater than even you realize. Let them feel it. Let them react. Let them wonder why they cannot look away. It has never been about their approval. It has always been about your presence. And that presence is something they will never be able to escape. Chosen one, as your influence continues to shape the world around you, something begins to unfold. A reflection so profound that even your enemies cannot escape it. Your high sexual energy, this force that radiates effortlessly from within you, is not just an external presence. It is a mirror, one that forces those around you to see themselves more clearly than they ever have before. You have noticed this, haven't you? The way people react to you, the way their emotions betray them, the way even those who claim to resist you cannot stop returning to the thought of you. They are not merely seeing you, they are seeing what you awaken in them. For some, this reflection is liberating. They feel the pull of your energy and recognize it as a reminder of something powerful, something they have long suppressed or forgotten. They are drawn to you, not just because of who you are, but because you remind them of who they could be. Your presence stirs something dormant within them, a spark, a recognition of potential they have yet to step into. But for others, this reflection is unsettling. They look at you and see not just your brilliance but the absence of it within themselves. They see confidence where they feel insecurity. They see light where they have been dwelling in shadows. They see energy, attraction, influence, and it exposes the ways in which they have denied themselves the same power. And so, rather than embrace what they see, they resist it. They fight against it. They seek to discredit you, to undermine you, to convince themselves that their reaction is something other than what it truly is. Fascination, admiration, a longing they cannot name. Your enemies are not simply against you. They are against the way you make them feel. They are against the way you challenge them without saying a word. They are against the way their own thoughts betray them. The way they find themselves returning to your name, your presence, your essence, even when they do not wish to. It is not you they are running from, it is what you represent. And in their refusal to acknowledge this, they only prove the depth of your power. Chosen one, you are not responsible for how others react to the reflection you provide. You do not need to soften yourself for their comfort. You do not need to explain your presence to those who cannot accept what it reveals within them. Your energy is what it is, pure, undeniable, uncontainable. Let them wrestle with what they see. Let them struggle with what they feel. You are not here to make it easier for them. You are here to exist in the fullness of your light. And whether they embrace it or resist it, your influence remains. Chosen one, as you come to terms with the reality of your influence, you begin to see that power, no matter how natural, must be wielded with wisdom. Your energy is a force, one that does not just affect those around you. It shapes them, moves them, alters them in ways even they do not understand. And with that comes a responsibility, not to them, but to yourself. You have seen what happens when your energy is left unchecked. How people respond without understanding why, how even your enemies become fixated on your presence, unable to break free from the pull you have on them. Now, it is time to master this power, to use it with intention, to ensure that it serves you rather than drains you. Not everyone who is drawn to you should have access to you. Your presence is not a gift to be given freely to those who have not earned the right to stand in your light. There will always be those who seek to be close to you, not because they respect you, but because they crave the energy you embody. Some will disguise their fascination as competition, pretending they do not care while secretly studying your every move. Others will try to attach themselves to you, hoping that by being near you, they can absorb some of what you naturally possess. And then there are those who, despite their resistance, will attempt to pull you into their chaos, desperate to feel something, anything, even if it means creating conflict. But you, chosen one, are beyond all of this. You no longer react to their games, no longer engage with those who seek to drain you, no longer waste time trying to make others understand what they are not ready to accept. Instead, you move with strategy, with purpose, with the awareness that not everyone deserves access to the force that is you. You choose where your energy flows. You decide who is worthy of your presence. You set the boundaries that ensure your power remains yours. Your enemies, whether they realize it or not, are learning from you. Even as they fight against what they feel, they are watching. Even as they resist your pull, they are adjusting their own movements in response to yours. They are playing a game in which you are the one setting the rules, dictating the rhythm, controlling the energy without ever needing to lift a finger. That is the true depth of your influence. It is not loud, not forceful, not desperate. It is quiet, unshakable, undeniable. Chosen one, now is the time to move with intention. Now is the time to ensure that your energy is placed where it will be honored, not wasted. Now is the time to recognize that power, when mastered, does not need to chase, does not need to prove, does not need to beg to be seen. It simply is. And those who are meant to align with it will rise to meet it, while those who are not will struggle against it until they have no choice but to surrender to the truth. You are beyond their games now. You are past the need for validation. You are the force they cannot ignore, the presence they cannot escape, the energy that will continue to shape them, whether they like it or not. And as you step into this next phase of your journey, you will do so with the knowledge that influence, true influence, is not about chasing or convincing. It is about knowing exactly who you are and letting the world adjust accordingly. Chosen one, now that you have embraced the mastery of your energy, a deeper truth begins to unfold. True power does not always need to be asserted. It does not need force, nor does it seek attention. The most influential forces in the world move silently, shaping reality in ways that are barely perceptible until the transformation is complete. This is what your energy has become, a silent yet undeniable power, one that reaches deep into the hearts of even your most resistant enemies, shifting them without them ever realizing it. Your high sexual energy, a divine gift, is not just about attraction or admiration. It is about the ability to reshape the very atmosphere around you. You have likely noticed how people, even those who claim to oppose you, begin to move differently in your presence. Their words may be sharp, but their actions betray them. Their minds may deny your impact, but their energy tells another story. They adjust themselves, become more aware, more alert, more attuned to you without even realizing it. They mirror your movements, adopt your mannerisms, and unconsciously alter their paths because your energy is setting the tone. This is the nature of soft power, chosen one. It does not announce itself. It does not demand recognition. It simply exists, and in existing, it changes everything around it. You do not have to argue with those who resist you. You do not have to defend yourself against those who seek to challenge you. Your very presence is doing the work. Even as they attempt to push back against your influence, they are already adapting to it. They do not understand why they feel compelled to watch you, why their conversations always seem to circle back to you, why your name lingers in their minds long after you have left the room. They may not admit it, may not even recognize it within themselves, but they are being shaped by your energy, molded by the force of what you carry. Some will fight it, clinging to their pride, their resistance, their need to believe that they are untouched by what you are. But others, even in silence, will begin to shift, will begin to see things differently, will begin to unconsciously align with the frequency that you have set. This is the true nature of influence, not force, but presence. Not demand, but inevitability. You have stepped into a space where your energy does the work for you, where even your enemies cannot help but be moved by what they once sought to resist. And now that you understand this, you no longer need to engage in battles that do not serve you. You no longer need to prove yourself. You no longer need to waste time wondering if people see you, if they feel you, if they are affected by you. They are. They always have been. And they